let us discuss about some of the typical job roles in durability. So for the proper understanding in India and also in abroad, we can differentiate our industry into two domains. First is the OEMs or tier one suppliers, or specifically we can say as a product-based companies which has their own product, maybe it a simple bumper to the complete car. And the second group I will differentiate as services which are project based. So the examples of OEMs and product based companies are like Mercedes, Ford, Fiat Chrysler, Magna, Radiant. And in the services we have Satyam Ventures, RLE, HCL, Tata Technologies, and more others. So when you are at an entry level as a CE durability engineer, so the roles typically you come across is like to carry out component level durability analysis and create solutions for the failures in the product. So when you are in an OEM at entry level, you will be given an responsibility of a component because as it is a product based company, you will have to develop the analysis for the component and report the results to your supervisor and share the findings with the designer. When the similar role in project based, you will have to similarly 60 to 70% job role is same. You will have to still perform the simulation, prepare reports, and share the data with the client. When you move to mid or senior level, so in OEMs, you have to carry out system level durability analysis. So now from component level, you move on to a system level, which consists of many components. Then you will be required to lead a team of engineers, assign them tasks, help out junior resources to complete the assigned tasks, develop standard operating procedures and methodologies, and develop value optimization for the product. So when you go to a senior level, you will have to more take responsibility of your junior resources, and the main point is the standard operating procedure. So whenever there is an load case developed for a product, you still have to make it into a CAE problem, and whatever boundary conditions, loads that would be applied has to be written down as a standard document. So those responsibilities would be at a senior level. And the last point is carry out phase to CAE correlations. So earlier, as we discussed, phase to CAE correlations is to gain confidence in your stakeholders. So such type of roles comes into mid and senior level. Same thing in the project-based companies. Here also the job roles remain same, 60 to 70%. You still have to do complex simulations, share results with your client, lead the team of engineers, responsibility of delivery of results for self and assigned team, and provide timelines and resource requirement to the management. So in project based, mostly the timeline and project management is important rather than product at senior levels. So when we go on to the top management level, so in OEMs or tier one suppliers, the top management level has to be responsible of the complete vehicle durability, keep a track of all the product validations with respect to durability, allocate tasks to the team leads, and to ensure implementation of value optimizations provided by the team. So, as we saw at the mid and senior level, you have to lead the teams. So these teams will report to a top manager. So he has to keep a track of all the product validations. Similarly, we saw that generally mid and senior level performs value optimizations. So the role of the top management is to ensure that these value optimizations prepared by his team get implemented in the product. And similarly, looking at the project base, so the responsibilities are like to manage different projects, interact with customers to gather requirement and estimation of resources and timelines. So, so those were the typical job responsibilities we saw just now. I will move on to few case studies I have. So this will explain in detail what does exactly CA durability perform. So if you can see on the right hand side, I have given a difficulty level. So this is a very beginner level PAE analysis. So the title says static FEA analysis of an automobile chassis. So as we know that the chassis is the main load taking member of a vehicle and it is subjected to various loads. So the various loads could be road loads, the loads coming from the road profile. So it could be a bending moments, torsion load, and also the combined effect of bending and torsion. The second is the payload, static FEA analysis of an automotive chassis. And we discuss of the loads that are applied on the chassis. So there are loads, the loads that are generated from a road profile. Secondly, there is a payload. Suppose if you are towing any vehicle or something that will generate payloads. Third are the occupant loads. All the occupants will generate a force on the chassis. And fourth is the mounted subsystems. So subsystems such as engines and will have its own load. So solution that was generated for analysis of this chassis were like meshing of the chassis components and assigning material data to the model and modeling of the joineries. So first of all, the from the CAD, the complete chassis was converted into a finite element mesh, assigned materials, and then the joineries were modeled. The seam welds, spot welds, bolting connections were modeled, and wherever there is a surface interaction, contact was modeled, and then the whole system was solved in a static condition. So this is a typical strength type of we discussed in the introduction. So here we are mostly interested in the stress levels of each and every component. So if my stresses in any component goes beyond the yield stress, that is not an acceptable criteria for my chassis component. So here we are calculating the stresses and checking them. Benefits you can see like prediction of high stress region so that corrective actions can be taken in an early stage. So if your design has some stress concentration, so those can be addressed in an early stage and retesting and lead time for the optimized product. So rather than completely building a chassis and then testing it in physical world in CAE, we analyze it in, you can say, a week's time, and design solutions are created. So moving on to the next case study. Okay. So the title, as the title says, is a closure stiffness evaluation. So here, a door saxet and upper frame deflection performance is carried out, and it has to be checked for the predetermined targets. So just we will just see what is the saxet. So whenever upper point is getting inside or getting out of a car, he rests his hand on the door, which applies a downward load onto the door. So that load is a sag load onto the door, and we have to evaluate the scenario in CA durability, and we will determine what is the deflection of the door when the force is applied, and after the force is removed, is there a permanent set into the door? So the deflection target talks about the robustness of door or the feel to the customer, and the permanent set criteria will infer to the latching. So suppose due to some loading, there is an permanent set at your latch area, permanent distortion of the geometry, then the closing of door will not be proper, and that is also a durability requirement. And the second load case that mentioned in this case study is the frame deflection. So it is a generic stiffness requirement of a frame, as it is the weakest part of the door. So they have assessed that torsion stiffness into this analysis. So looking at the solutions, similarly, a finite element model was developed of the CAD data, loading conditions and boundary conditions were applied as per the standard operating procedure, and contact interactions were developed, and analysis was performed as well. So after analysis, the force versus deflection and critical output data of each of the load case and iterations were location.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Hello.
sir. Yeah, sir. Your voice is getting low and due to some network problem, it's getting broken, sir. Can you just start from that solution
Yeah.
part?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I also got a message that the connection is unstable. Okay. So solution, as we discussed the last study, similarly, the first few tasks would be the same of preparing finite element model from the CAD data, applying materials to the finite element mesh, then creating the joining, creating surface interactions at the connecting parts, and apply the load and boundary conditions. All this problem acts as a static problem. So once this problem is solved, you get some results, and you have to get some meaningful data out of it. So reporting the force versus this is a lower saxet evaluation, and we will see what solutions were developed for this saxet evaluation. So as we discussed, like the earlier case study, we'll have to develop the finite element model of it, and then assign materials, create contact interactions, apply loading and body boundary conditions to the problem and solve it in a solver, static solver, that is Abacus. Now, once you get the results out of an simulation, you have to get some meaningful results from it. So for that, a force versus deflection uh, was plotted for the loading node, which indicates you the behavior of the, and other critical output data such as plastic strains were outputted, and is suggested and performed iterations to meet the target value. So if there are some failing parameters, then again some iterations were performed. Then yeah, so benefits are like faster turnaround for the activity and cost. So moving on to the third study, so as you can see, we are increasing the difficulty level of your case studies. So the first case study was a simple one where you are evaluating the strength. The second case study is talks about stiffness and strength both. As I already told, the deflection in your door is a stiffness parameter and the permanent set is a strength parameter. So the third and the last case study today we are going to see is the slippage capacity of bolted joint. So this is again a typical strength analysis. It is a high, you can I 3 out of 5 on the level of difficulty for this type of simulation. So we have bolted joints all across in our suspensions, and as as we know, suspensions are most critical part of your vehicle, which keeps the vehicle on to the road. We don't need any sort of slippage in any bolt of the suspension system. So that's why in industry, whenever a design is released, all the bolts have been tested for the clamping loads. So I will explain more in the solution part. Let's look at the objectives. So the objective is to analyze slippage in the bolt in suspension system in order to sustain service loads. So if you could see at the diagrams below, there is a very basic physics problem of a block of mass m, which is kept on a surface, and it gives a reaction of n newtons. So due to the mass of the object, there will be a frictional force created in the contact interaction of this surface and the block. That would be the coefficient of friction and the normal force. So whenever you want to move this object, you will apply a force. If your applied force gets more than the frictional force, then there will be the movement of block. So replicating this similar in a bolt, we replace the mass of object by the clamping loads that are used to clamp the bolt. So this clamping will create a frictional force into the surfaces, and then there are service loads. Service loads are nothing but the loads that are generated from the road profile loads. So whenever the service loads apply on the clamping load, the friction between the head and the component should always be greater than the service load. If it is lower than the service load, then there will be slippage in the bolt. So such type of problems can also be solved in CA durability. So here the solution that was prepared was So in order for selection of bolt, so the the selection of bolt depends upon the shear capacity of the bolt that a bolt can offer and the shear load it experiences from the service loads. So when the service loads are applied, there will be a pull force, and depending on that pull force, we can decide the type of bolt that can be used. Service loads are the loads acting on the particular joint when the vehicle is in running condition. So the FE model is developed and contacts are assigned, and bolt preload is applied on the section of shank, and the loads are applied. And finally, the frictional forces are calculated from the simulation and selection of bolt is made accordingly. So benefits of such type of analysis is prediction of optimized size of bolt at a very early stage in design and preventing any potential failures in suspensions during the operating condition. So finally come to the main question that arises in every student, how to get into this domain. So this domain mostly deals in two parts. One is the skills that you acquire in different softwares, and secondly, the domain knowledge you possess about durability. So I can say upgrading your skills in the durability domain knowledge, enhancing your knowledge in the associate software. And thirdly, leading OEMs carry out some campus placements. So that is also a way you can get into this domain. So that's all I have to offer today.